Welcome to tonight's webinar, the top 60 shortcuts for Logos 5, part 1 of 3. We're going to do the first 20 this evening, and this is going to be a pretty straightforward webinar. Unlike the other ones where we've done doctrine and there's teaching involved, this one is pretty much all mechanical. We're just going to walk you through step by step the various shortcuts. And with this webinar, there is going to be a personal book. I didn't include this on the original top 100 shortcuts, but I decided to do it for this one. So you'll have those in a nice, easy list, and they'll be all here in the personal book. And so you'll have those nice and easy and accessible. So that means you can search on it in the future as well. Don't forget, I do have the Logos 4 top 100 shortcuts. I tried my best not to do any repeats, but it was kind of impossible. But there are some new things here. So if you've never watched those, then obviously you're going to have some new ones. If you have watched all of those, there will be quite a bit of new ones as well. So let's get started with a couple quick messages as we wait for a few more people to show up. The purpose of a webinar, first and foremost, is to provide training for Logos Bible software, so that you can study the topic for yourself. And when we're doing topic-based training, there's going to be biblical insights. Tonight we won't be doing that. And then we give you materials so you can equip yourself and others, and that's included in the personal book. Don't forget about the Logos training DVDs. If you don't have any of those, take advantage of it. It's the best price. You know, I'm amazed how many times people tell me, John, your prices are so low. I always like to say, no, the other people's are so high. And it is the most comprehensive. Remember, we're not building a car here. There's no moving parts, so we can offer this affordably and keep the quality high. So take advantage of the 50% off special, and don't forget to visit LearnLogos.com/buy now to take advantage of those. And this particular webinar, I am a little bit behind on the editing on some of the other videos, but we'll try to get this out as quick as we can. Don't forget the 2014 live training schedule. Visit that, LearnLogos.com/events. We've got our whole year planned out. We've got some wonderful studies coming up. Also, we got a special event kicking off in May, June, LearnLogos.com/inductive. This is going to be a 6-session, 2 hours per session, 12 hours or more of live training on how to study inductively with Logos. There at the website, you're going to see a much more expanded outline and details of all the training. This is an upgrade or an improvement over the last training that I did several years ago on the inductive Bible study method. And if you can't attend live but still want to participate, all the recordings or all the live sessions will be recorded and available within 24 hours. And we're going to teach you so much about inductive Bible study. You're going to be thrilled at the training that will be provided here. So take advantage of that. It'll be very hands-on. There'll be homework to be graded. This is really a disciple one-on-one program for improving your training and inductive Bible study. I used to work for Precept, so I'll be employing some of their methodology in the training as well and going further. Don't forget our next webinar, 2 weeks from tonight, is the beginning of our Bible study, Jonah Part 1 of 6. Next week, I'll be actually emailing out a syllabus or training document, homework assignment for the Bible study. This is going to be a little bit different format than my traditional webinar. So there's going to be a lot more room for interaction, questions to be asked, more of a group participation. So we'll see how that goes. But just to let you know, we'll be sending out the syllabus for that next week. So you should have that by next Monday, the 10th. So the training topics, as you can see at the top left, we're going to do 20 each session. Also, we're going to be teaching topics going to be all over the place, from searching to personalizing to optimizing. We'll even show you a way to save money, work faster, and so much more. And Nathan says you could also do a Faith Life group on Jonah study. That's a good suggestion, Nathan, and I may take you up on that offer. So that's a good idea. I think I may just do that. It's all a matter of just trying to find enough time to pull that off. But that's a good suggestion. I'll take that seriously. Okay, let's jump in right away and having a lot of fun here. All right, I'm going to move my personal book out of the way so we can just have full screen access. And the first one, number 60, is creating a collection from all your open resources. So what do I mean by here? Let's say you're just cruising through your studies and you've got a whole bunch of books open. This is going to happen lots of times. And I'm just randomly pick a whole bunch of books from my library. And the reason I'm showing you this particular feature is because of the situation you'll find yourself in. You'll be in the middle of a study and you're going, wait, I need all these books. I've got all these books open and I want to come back to all these books and continue my study and research. How do you do that in an easy way? So let me show you. The first thing you do, of course, is have all your resources opened. Then you go to Documents and you go to Bibliography. Documents, Bibliography. There it is. And you want to give it a name, something that is very easy. And let's just call this the random study. All right. Very technical name there. Then you have to click on Add, and you choose All Open Resources. By choosing All Open Resources, you'll see that the Bibliography tool has made a list of all the resources that are open. But we're only halfway home. We still need to create the collection. Now watch this. We're going to go to the resource panel that's located right here. And we're going to click on that, and we're going to choose Save as Collection. And now our bibliography has been converted to a collection. Notice that it gives us the name of the collection, and under plus these resources, it's been populated by all the books that we have. So now we can just click New, it's saved. We could close everything down. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. We can go to Search. We can go to Basic Search. We can type in our collection name, which is random, and now we can search for, in this case, we could search in for Samuel, since those were some of the resources. And now it's only going to search those books that we have. So this is a quick way that if you've got a whole bunch of books open, how do you capture them and put them in a collection and keep track of what those books were? So that's the first one, and that's number 60, creating a collection from your open resources. And feel free along the way to ask questions. I'll be moving pretty quickly through these because there's not much there to show. Once we show the shortcut, we'll just move on to the next one. But feel free to interject any questions along the way. All right, now this one is a little more involved, but it's a real issue that's come up, and you probably have all experienced this. So let me type in an epistle here. Let's put in, or better yet, let's do the Psalms. Psalm 1. Now, I've opened up the Passage Guide, and there's a section in the Passage Guide, let me go ahead and get there, called Literary Typing. And the nice thing, this is called genre, and what's nice about it is it tells you the type of literature you're dealing with. In this case, it's a hymn, Psalm 1 through 50. It's a hymn poetry, and then specifically Psalm 1 is hymn poetry mixed Psalm of Wisdom didactic psalm. And so the question now is, okay, this is great. If I want to know what a particular genre for a passage is, I'll put in my passage. But what if you want to do the reverse? What if you want to find all passages that were didactic psalms? How would you do that? Well, there is a way to do that. And let me show you real quick. Sandra has a question. Can you associate a workspace layout with a collection? Yes. So to back up a little bit, with all those books open, Sandra, all you would do is just go Layout, saved as layout name, and then put in, in this case, random layout. And that would save all the books, and you'd have a snapshot of it. So that would work too, and then you could always open up that layout, but the capability of searching and storing that search is available with that previous shortcut. So yes, you could associate easily a workspace layout with a collection just by opening up all those books and putting them there. Okay, so let's now move on to the next one, literary typing, and show you how to do the reverse. Now this is pretty cool, but it's a series of steps. So the first thing we have to do is we have to minimize everything in the Passage Guide. Then we have to put in the search Genesis through Revelation, our whole Bible. Then we expand the literary typing only. So make sure only literary typing is expanded in the report. If anything else is expanded, this will not work. Next, we're going to go to the resource panel, and we're going to choose Print Export. Now there's an option at the left, two options, Print as shown on screen and Print as exported. make sure print as exported is selected. The reason we choose that one, let me go ahead and choose the other one, is you'll notice that when you say print as shown on screen, it only shows you the report of that one page. So if you look at the bottom, it's only one page long. But if we go print as exported, it's smart enough to see all our search results. It's actually 69 pages long. This is very, very cool feature in Logos. Now, the next step is to save this as a text document. Very important that you choose text document. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm going to save it there as passage guide, Genesis through Revelation text. And we're going to replace that one. Okay. Now comes the next tricky part. We have to open up Microsoft Word. If you're on the Mac and you don't have Word, you can use LibreOffice. So let me bring Word into here. And then we're going to go and open up that document. So File, Open, and we're going to navigate to that file. So let me go ahead and find that file under Webinars, Top 60 Shortcuts. There it is. And we're going to go ahead and open it. Now, it's going to give you some of this information right out of the gate. It's trying to do a file conversion. Just click OK. Let the process continue. You've saved it. You've opened up in Word, but we have to do one more step. So we'll select all the text, and then we have to choose this headings. Heading 1. Very important that you do this. This is going to make it more searchable in the Logos format. Notice now everything is a heading 1. Now we're going to go ahead and save this as a document. So File, Save As, and we're going to save as docx. Go ahead and replace the file since I've done this before. And once it's saved, you got to make sure it's done saving. You'll notice at the bottom this is a large file, so it may take a few moments for the saving to complete. Okay, so now I'm going to close the document down. Then I'm going to go and I need to convert this book from Word to a personal book. So Tools, Personal Book, and let's see here. I wonder if I've already got a template built up. I may have put under something genre searching. Good. So you basically put in the title, genre searching, and then you need to put in the file. So let me go ahead and remove this one. And I'm going to add file, and let's see here. There it is, Passage Guide, Genesis Revelation. Hit open, and then build book. By converting this to a personal book, it will now be integrated into your Logos system and fully searchable, making it possible now for you to search on any specific genre or all the genre. Now, this will take a few moments because, again, this is a huge file. Okay, Nathan's got a question. Does the file automatically hyperlink all the scriptural passages? Yes, it does. And that's one of the other advantages too. So you can just click on the Bible link and away you go. So let me go ahead and open this up so you can see the book fully. Now this is a huge resource. There we go. And you'll notice the table of contents there. There's the verses. So if you float your mouse, they're there. And you can see from Matthew, it goes New Testament first, Old Testament second. That's just the way Logos did the reporting. And notice all the verses are there and all the information. So if we wanted to find, let's say, all the apocalyptic items in this book, okay? So we could right-click, do selection, do search this resource. Let me bring the search results in. And we go to My Books. That's where we want to look under, My Books. Okay, you'll see genre searching, and now we have a list of all the specific genres. So here's Matthew 5:13. That's apocalyptic. Matthew 10:17. That's apocalyptic. Matthew 19:28. Apocalyptic. So you can see now that you have the ability to search for specific genres across the Old and New Testament, and that makes it really, really powerful. So take advantage of this search. And by converting the genre into a personal book, you now can do what Logos couldn't do, and that is search for genre for a specific passage. So that takes care of that resource. This next shortcut is a way to save you money. And you're thinking, wow, that's pretty cool. 2 places we can go. LearnLogos.com. And you may not have realized this, but in the search box, if you type in price:0, you will get a list of all the books that are free inside the Logos store. So price:0. And that's a great way to find out. But guess what? This also works at Verso. So let me go to verso.com. We'll go to the search box, type in price:0, And there's a list of all the free books there. You'll notice that there's a lot of romance novels in the list, but there are some other doctrinal books as well. There's an interesting mix and so forth. But nevertheless, this is a great way to save you money. Nathan, that's a great suggestion, and people can definitely take advantage. That's a little more technical for some people, so I've tried to stay away from that. But yes, RS feeds are great. There's also the way you can sign up at Logos to be notified of the book of the month. This is really handy in that you can just go to the website, put in price 0, and any moment of the day you can see what is free. The next one, while we're still waiting for this book to convert, is what I call personalization, studying in the funnel. And the study in the funnel concept is something I talk about in a lot of other webinars. And the idea here is that you want to, when you run your reports, the passage guide, the exegetical guide, you should have your books that are the most concise listed first, and the books that are most in-depth come last. Now, to make this a little bit easier, what I have done is I have embedded in the personal book all the basic resources so that you can create these individual ones right there. So I give you the name so we can create one. So I'm going to do one right away. And so this, you've probably done this already, but I've created several areas. There's Bibles, Hebrew dictionaries, Greek dictionaries, English dictionaries with encyclopedias, and concise commentaries. Those are the 5 categories. And let me show you how you do this. You click on Bible. Now, my screen will look a little different because I'm running the beta. And so the prioritize button is now a toggle button between prioritize and browse. Okay, so you can see how it says prioritize when I click on it. There it is. You may have a different button, but it's up there in the top right corner. So I'm just going to do one of these because the principle will be the same for all of them. But some of you have set up some of these prioritizations, and you may not have really fleshed it all out. So again, the main categories are Bibles, Hebrew dictionaries, Greek dictionaries, English dictionaries, and then concise commentaries. Now, the way to do this effectively is as follows. So let's say we want to do Bibles. Okay, so let me go ahead and open this up. Now, the first thing I do is I move the library window and I dock it. To do that, I press Control L. Control L opens up, or Command L on the Mac, opens up a floating window, making it easier for you to do this. The next thing you want to do is put the following in the search box or in the find box. Type :Bible space subject :English. What this is going to do is it's going to hide all the other resources except English Bibles, making it easier for you to go through the alphabetical list and drag over the resources you want. So I have my favorite Bible, the New American Standard, so I just go down here. In fact, what you can do is you can just put in your translation, NASB, and then drag it over. So then I change it to ESV, drag that over. Then I can type in my next one, KJV, and then we can pick whichever one we're more comfortable with, authorized version. Then I'm going to put in the NIV, 1984 version, and then I'll put in my New Living Translation. All right, so that is the quick and easy way to prioritize resources. Put in type :Bible space subject English, and then put in the letters for the particular Bible. This will make it easier for you to find the various resources, and then you can start prioritizing. Now let's do this again with the Hebrew dictionaries. So let me paste that in there. Notice the form I'm using here, the formula. Type :lexicon space subject :Hebrew. So we're only looking at lexicons that deal with the Hebrew language. Again, simplifying our list. That's a shortcut. Now we can drag them over. Now the order is very important here. The first one we want to do is the DBL. That's a Dictionary of Biblical Languages of Hebrew. We want that to be your first one. Okay. So you can see I've got my Dictionary of Biblical Languages here. Then I've got a Concise Hebrew Lexicon here. And then the next one I have is the Complete Word Study of the Old Testament Dictionary. That's a good one. So let's see. The next one is the Theological Lexicon of the Old Testament. If you have that, that would be the next one in order. And then the TWOT. Now, the TWOT is no longer available in the Logos platform. The next one is BDB, and that would be the Enhanced Brown Driver Brake. So go ahead and add that one. And then the last one I would add is HAL, the Hebrew Aramaic Lexicon. So you can go ahead and add that one. And those would be the main dictionaries I would add. If you have other ones, go ahead and add them. But again, the rule of thumb is always do the most concise first and the most in-depth last. That'll make your word studies a whole lot easier. Now, I'm not going to do this for the rest of them, but just know that this is the same strategy you want to use with the Greek dictionaries. Also do with English dictionaries. But let me give you at least the rules so you can look it up. So for the Greek dictionaries, the fast rule is type : lexicon space subject Greek. That will get you all the Greek dictionaries. Let's do the English dictionaries and encyclopedias. This is a real easy one. It's just type encyclopedia. That's it. And that'll give you all your dictionaries and encyclopedias in one list. And then the last one is commentaries. So let me bring that up. And that is type : quote, Bible space commentary quote. And that one will give you all your commentaries. Now, a couple things on the commentaries that I do need to make a comment on. First, I recommend getting into the grid mode. Now, again, I have the beta, so it's going to look a little different, but you want to be in the detail view, so that way you can see the grid. And then you want to right-click on any of the columns and make sure that you choose series. Make sure series is checked. Now, the reason we want series checked and available is once we click on series and we scroll back to our list, the individual commentaries are now hidden under their series name. So, for example, let's take the Pillar New Testament. Let me scroll down to Pillar. All right, all the Pillar commentaries are underneath Pillar. So this makes it easier for you to see the categories or the commentary series and not be overwhelmed by the individual books being placed throughout the list. So that makes it a little bit easier to view. And then let's say we want to add one of these series to our prioritization. All right, so make sure we got priorities set and opened. And then let's go ahead and scroll down to Pillar. So let me bring up Pillar here. Okay, so here's Pillar, and I'm going to expand it. And all you got to do is right-click. I usually do it on the Bible commentary part. Right-click, and here's the key: prioritize this series.